And we are following some developing news as a former FBI lawyer will plead guilty to altering evidence in John Durham's review of the Russia investigation. And for the latest, I do want to bring in One America's Jack Posobiec, who is live at our D.C. bureau. Jack, Attorney General William Barr, he hinted at these developments. Bring us up to speed in the Durham probe.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here today is the expectation that a former FBI official, this guy by the name of Kevin Clinesmith, he's going to be pleading guilty to one count of making a false statement. Essentially what he did was he altered an email that was coming from a source at the CIA, an official over there that he was working with, regarding whether or not Carter Page had worked as a source or worked in cooperation with the CIA in the past. This was part of the early stages of the Trump investigation as they were working towards getting a renewal of the FISA warrant for Carter Page. What does this all mean? That means that in his email, his official communication with his superior, he was covering up the fact that actually Carter Page had operated as an asset of the U.S. intelligence services, the CIA, and in fact they were actually conducting spying, this wiretapping and surveillance of someone that in the past had provided information to the CIA. He altered this. This is the same guy, Kevin Clinesmith, who also sent text messages after the election saying, "Viva la resistance."
And Jack, the developments in this case against Kevin Clinesmith are likely to be praised by President Trump. We heard a response just moments ago during the president's press conference. What, if anything, have you heard on your end in terms of the White House response to these latest developments?
Well, clearly the White House is going to view this as a validation of the president's public reiterations and tweets over all of these years, all the way back to March 2017, his earliest tweet saying that Obama had wiretapped him. This is a clear validation of not only the fact that he was under surveillance, his campaign was under surveillance, I think we've pretty much established that by this point, but also it is a validation of the fact that falsehoods were implicit in this investigation, that from the very start of this thing, there were people who were working towards making this investigation happen rather than actually trying to get to the bottom of any Russia collusion situation.
Absolutely, Jack. And as I mentioned earlier, the president weighing in just moments ago on all of this, saying, quote, "They spied on my campaign and got caught." But Jack, before I let you go, this is the first criminal case arising from U.S. Attorney John Durham's investigation into the probe of ties between Russia and the 2016 Trump campaign. What can we expect next?
What we can expect next is to determine whether or not Kevin Clinesmith is going to be cooperating with Durham and giving more information as to what went on during that time as Durham's investigation continues. Clinesmith worked directly with Peter Strzok, we know. He worked directly with other members of the Mueller team, which he later served on after Mueller was appointed following the firing of James Comey. So this is someone who's actually an integral player in many layers of the FBI's investigation and someone who would have intimate knowledge of what specifically went on there. So if Durham is going to be talking to him, I would imagine that he's going to be giving as much information as he can to make sure that his sentence, when it does come down to that, will be as little as possible.
All right, One America's Jack Posobiec with the latest developments. This news, of course, all breaking today, the first criminal case to come from John Durham's probe. Thank you so much, Jack, for that live report.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.